This is gonna be easy. A little too rough. Sorry, I'm out of time, I gotta go. Have I ever told you the tale of the sharps and the flats? Oh, I haven't? What a dreadful tale. People of the world, friends and relatives, this is gonna be a joy and an honor and a privilege because today we are going to work on memorizing the fretboard. I trust that you have already watched Memorizing the Fretboard Step 1. If you haven't, I might put a link up there. I don't know. I always say I'm going to, and I literally never do. Regardless, today we're moving on to Step 2, where we learn about sharps and flats. I'm guessing that most of you have heard of sharps and flats before, but today we're actually gonna truly understand what they are and what they mean. But more importantly, we're going to learn... Oh, that hurts so bad. Why did you make me do that? Today, so we're gonna learn what sharps and flats are, what it means, but we're also going to learn how it directly affects your guitar playing. It's not just a musical notation concept. It is something that can actually make a difference to your guitar ability. And then also, we're gonna learn how simple the concept of sharps and flats is. This is not a whole big nightmare Pandora's box of unspeakable horrors. It's gonna be easy. But first thing we need to do is we need to review the stuff from Step 1. Guys, repetition is the mother of invention, and I would like to invent something here with you today, which means we need to repeat our note identification skills henceforth. If you'll recall, in Step 1, we talked about what the note names were for the open string, the 1st fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, and 12th fret were. Just all on the top string. We're only worrying about the top string. So I'm gonna quiz you to make sure that you are ready to pass into this next phase of memorizing the fretboard status. People of the world, friends and relatives, what is the name of the note of the 3rd fret on the top string? Think about it for a second. Well, let's see, that's the top note of a G chord, which means that is a G note. You've passed the test. Guys, what fret on the top string is a B? Where is a B on the top string? Well, let's see. B for birthday. Your birthday is on the 7th day of the month. The B is the 7th fret. Fantastic, you've done it. All right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. What's the name of the open top string? That's right, it's an E. You got it. It's easy because it's just the open string. Guys, I think you're doing great. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me, and today you've proven beyond the shadow of a doubt. A hair's breadth away from a doubt of a shadow. Shadows of Mordor. To summarize, the open string is easy E. The first fret is F. The 3rd fret is G chord G. The 5th fret is, oh shoot, what was it? Oh crap, I forget. The 5th fret is A. I just don't remember why. The 7th fret is B because your birthday is on the 7th. The 8th fret is crazy 8, crazy 8, C. The 10th fret, they're 10 years in a decade, D for decade. The 12th fret is easy E again. I remember it. 5 is alive. Alive A. Perfect, amazing. You can tell that those demonic devices work well because I came up with them and I can't remember them. Guys, so proud of you for watching the first video and memorizing those notes. Let's get into phase 2. Sharps and flats featuring Marin Music Center coming at you, Cleopatra. We're still staying on just the top string today. We will have plenty of time. Look, we will have plenty of time to figure out the other strings later, and there are all these helpful little patterns from the top string to figure out what the other strings are, but we're sticking with the top string. One, because knowing the names of the notes on the top string, that's the most useful string to know the names of. And then two, if we start getting into the other strings right now, you're just gonna go like, okay, wait a minute, I can't, and you're just gonna get discouraged and you're gonna give up. So we're doing the top string, one, because it's very useful, two, so that you don't just give up. Perfect, amazing, fantastic. Sharps and flats. Do you guys know what the sharps and flats symbols are? Here, look, I'll show it. Here's a flat symbol. It looks like a lowercase b. It's not actually a lowercase b. And here is the sharp symbol. It looks kind of like a number sign or a hashtag. It's not. It's its own unique symbol, but it looks like a lowercase b and a hashtag. So there's something about that. Now, I would like you to know that sharps and flats are really, as Harvey Dent would say, they're two sides of the same coin. They're kind of like the same thing, but they're kind of opposites. I'll explain in a moment. Also, I want to make it excruciatingly clear that sharp and flat is completely different from major and minor. Those are two sets of terms that you've heard throughout your life. Major and minor, sharp and flat. They are totally different. Flat does not mean minor. Sharp does not mean major. They are different things, like pineapples and penguins, okay? That's the second Batman villain I've mentioned today. I wonder what other Batman villains will come up in today's lesson. That's what she said. Whoa, I hope she doesn't say, I wonder what other Batman villains are gonna come up in today's lesson. Both sharps and flats are just altered versions of a not sharp or flat note. Does anyone know what the word is for a note that's not sharp or flat? That's right, it's natural. So all of the notes that we've learned on the top string so far are natural. We have E natural, F natural, G natural, A natural, etc., e pluribus unum ad nauseum. You just don't have to say natural because it's implied that they're natural if you don't specify. This is getting so much more technical and so much more boring than it's supposed to be. I want to give you the information because I want you to know. You gotta know. So when someone says, play a G, they're talking about a G natural. Normal G is the same as G natural. They're exactly the same. Now, sharp and flat mean that you take that note and you move it either one fret to the left or one fret to the right. Guys, this is where you have to remember something. Flat notes are moved one fret to the left. Sharp notes are moved one fret to the right. Yes, I am aware that some of you are left-handed and you play your guitars backwards and then it's flipped around. But I assume that if you're left-handed, you're used to just flipping everything around anyway. So I am speaking from the perspective of a right-handed person. So I'm gonna repeat that. A flat note is moved one fret to the left. A sharp note is moved one fret to the right. Look, here is a mnemonic device for remembering that. Left starts with an L. There is an L in flat. So fleft. So think of it in your head. When you think of the word flat, instead think of the word fleft. So that means you move one fret to the left. Guys, pop quiz. Play me a G on the top string of the guitar. G chord, G, there it is, third fret. Okay, now, would you please play for me a G flat? Okay, flat, fleft. You move one fret to the left. So I'm gonna take that G note, I'm gonna move it one fret to the left, G flat, we did it. So the second fret is a G flat. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else special about this. It's just a G flat is you take the G, but move it one fret over. Guys, pop quiz, play me a G note, G natural. Did you play the third fret? Great, okay, another pop quiz, question 2. Double the points, double the fun. Play for me a G flat note. Did you play the 2nd fret? I really hope you did, because I made it very obvious. There was no sneaky business in that whole thing. Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna let you fill in the blank here. Use your critical thinking skills. How do you play a G sharp? Well, flat, you move left. So with sharp, you probably move right. And here's what's great. Sharp. There's an R in sharp, so you move to the right. Fleft and shrite. Guys, we should just change the names of flat and sharp to fleft and shrite. Okay? Play for me a G sharp. What did you do? I couldn't hear you, and I couldn't see you, and I don't know that you exist. So what did you do? Did you play the 4th fret on the top string? I hope so. 3rd fret is G. Move 1 to the left to make it a G flat. Move it 1 to the right to make it a G sharp. That right there is truly all there is to sharps and flats. It's that simple, except for the other confusing stuff I'm about to say in just a moment. Pop quiz, you guys. Would you please play for me an A note on the guitar? A. 5 is alive, 5th fret is A. There's the A right there, 5th fret. All right, I think you know what's coming. Would you please play for me an A sharp? Sharp, all right. Shrite, guys, you move it 1 fret to the right. So an A sharp is on the 6th fret. All right, go back to the A, 5th fret. Now, you're never gonna believe what I'm about to ask you to do. Would you please play for me an A flat note? Fleft, you move 1 fret to the left, you go from 5 to 4, there's the A flat. I am aware that this is painfully obvious and simple. That's the whole point. I'm just making you do it multiple times so you can get it through your brain into your inner brain mind that this is what, oh my goodness, you're so exhausting sometimes. Okay, you ready to make it a little bit more complicated? People of the world, friends and relatives, would you please play for me a B note on the top string? B, birthday. My birthday's on the 7th. Go to the 7th fret, there's the B, fantastic. All right, would you please play for me a B flat? Flat, fleft, you go 1 fret to the left, 6th fret is a B flat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't we just a second ago decide that the 6th fret was A sharp? Yeah, we did, because A is the 5th fret, and then we make an A sharp, you move it 1 fret to the right, so that's the 6th fret, A sharp. But then B is the 7th fret, and then to make it into a B flat, we move 1 fret to the left, and that's the 6th fret. Guys, it's both. The 6th fret is both an A sharp and a B flat. It is literally both of those notes at the same time. So, okay, but wait a minute. So then what if you were taking a quiz, a pop quiz, and someone named Stuart said, "Pop quiz, what is the name of the note on the 6th fret of the top string?" What are you supposed to say? Guess what? Both answers are acceptable. A sharp and or B flat. It's just true. But wait, it's gonna get even crazier. This is where everybody just goes, yeah, see, this is why I decided not to study music theory to begin with. Okay, go back to the B. Go back to the B, which was 7th fret. Now, would you play for me a B sharp? B sharp, shrite. You move 1 fret to the right to the 8th fret. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Guys, crazy 8. The 8th fret is a C note. How can it be a B sharp and a C at the same time? It just is. I know. To quote Monica Geller, I know. This note is both a C and a B sharp simultaneously. There is a name for when one note has multiple different note names. It's called enharmonic. Enharmonic is Latin and Italian and Pig Latin for peas in a pod. That's not true. I don't know where the word comes from. But enharmonic just means one pitch, one note with multiple names, sort of. Well, that's not a good definition, but you get what I'm saying. This note is a C and a B sharp. This one, as we discovered, was A sharp and B flat. I'll bet you there's a bunch of those. Guess what? There are. Would you please play for me an E note? Easy E, top string open. Great work. All right. Play me E sharp. Well, wait, we're not pushing on any frets. So how do we move one fret over to the right for the right sharp? You just add one, like if it's open, you just move it up to 1. And there's our E sharp. Wait, but this is the F. The first fret, first F. Yep. E sharp and F, enharmonic. Same pitch, different names. Okay, but now you ready for something terrible? Play me the E again, the easy E, top string open. Great work. Play for me an E flat. Can't do it. Impossible. Literally impossible. It's not literally impossible. We could tune down to an E flat. Another option, though, that's not practical. Don't do that. If you're playing a song and it says to play a low E flat, do not tune down. That's ridiculous. What you could do is you could find the higher octave E flat. So look, this is where we should have stopped a minute ago. We're almost done, I promise. You know how this is E? We can't go any lower. We can't go any lower to get to the E flat. But what we can do is go up to the E on the 12th fret. Because if you recall from step 1, the 12th fret is also E. And then we can move 1 fret to the left from there. There's an E flat on the 11th fret. Okay, that was really boring. I didn't like that. Let's do this. No, okay. Okay, we're wrapping it up here. I just have like way too much more stuff to say. So let's go through. No, let's do this. Yeah, I can't decide. Indecisive. Too many decisions to be made. Let it be known, with the information that you currently hold inside of your mind, you are able to name every single fret on the top string. It's true. Don't believe me? Guys, ask the dishes. Look, top string, E. Then you can go to E sharp or F. Then this one here, well, if that's F, then what's that? That's F sharp. Okay, and then what's the third fret? G, G sharp, A sharp, B. This is B sharp, or you could call it C. Then C sharp, no, yes. And then D sharp, E. Look, it's good. Here's what I want you to practice. Here's what I want you to practice. I would like you to just only focus on the top string, and I want you to go through the entire string naming the notes. But here's the deal, guys. This is very important. We are not trying to memorize what every single fret is. We only want to memorize the notes from step 1, which was E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. All of the sharps and flats, I want you to figure them out on the spot. So if you're going, okay, what's the 4th fret? I don't need you to memorize 4th fret is G sharp. I want you to go, all right, 4th fret. Well, that's 1 fret over from the 3rd fret. I know the 3rd fret is G, so that must be G sharp. Does that make sense? Memorize the step 1 notes. Figure out the sharps and flats from step 2. Over time, you will end up having every fret completely memorized, but that's not our goal right now. We want to understand where the notes are. We don't want to rush into memorizing all of them. Thank you so much. That's all I have to say to you. Next time, we will move on to the other strings, and it's going to be so much easier than this. I promise. Guys, aren't you excited that you know what sharps and flats are now? I'm excited. I couldn't be more excited.